y'all, I'm back with the YA Fantasy Book Number 2 Challenge update. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button right now. I am back with the YA Fantasy Book Number 2 Challenge update. It's been a minute since I gave an update. I started this challenge a couple years ago because I am the queen of reading the first book in a YA fantasy series and abandoning the series after that, because I really enjoy getting to know the characters, reading about the magic. But then when it comes to this war of the have and the have-nots, I end up abandoning the series. But because these are books written by Black authors, and my channel, I love to highlight books written by Black authors that highlight Black characters, Black boys and girls who have magic, I absolutely have to challenge myself to finish these books. I finished a few of the series, but I still have a couple more to finish. I need to still finish the Belle series by Dhonielle Clayton, the Dread Nation series by Justina, Ireland, and the Beast of Prey series by Ayana Gray. I am also adding another series, which is Blood at the Root by LaDarrion Williams. I think this book is going to be a trilogy. It could be a duology, but I absolutely love book 1. I reviewed it in my June reading wrap-up. I did a standalone review for this book because I loved it so much. So please make sure you go check that out. But I am adding it to my YA Book Number 2 challenge because it is a series. This book is about Malik Barons, and it is giving magical HBCU and Black boys and Black girls who have magic. I absolutely enjoyed it, and even though I do have my critiques, I am excited to read more from this author and continue this series. Going forward, I am hoping that in book 2 and possibly book 3 that we understand the magic more. In this book, they talk about hoodoo, voodoo, all kinds of magic. The magic that comes from New Orleans, the magic that has origins from Africa and Haiti. And so there's a lot of different magical systems in this book. Also, I want these characters defined better, y'all. In this book, there were like 2 characters, D-Lo and Dhonielle, who basically were like the same person. Because a lot of these characters have the same characteristics. They're Black, they're smart, and they have magic. And I just want to see these characters more diversified. And then the plot, just give it to me. I just need the plot to be strong and for all the pieces to come together beautifully in the next installments in this series. But I gave this book 5 stars, and y'all, I am so excited to read more from this author. In the month of July, I finished the Children of Blood and Bone series by Tomi, Adeyemi. The last book is Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I gave this book 3 stars, y'all. It was not my favorite in the series. I still think book 1 was my favorite. I think I gave it 5 stars. In book 2, I gave maybe 3.5, 4 stars. But this book, I give 3 stars, and it was not giving what it needed to give. I read the first books, Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance, years ago. I did not reread these books before reading the 3rd and final book in the series. I instead read like a Spark Notes article that summarized both books and had me ready for book 3. But I felt like I didn't even need this summary, y'all. Book 3 was like an entirely different plot, an entirely different storyline than what the other 2 were on. In this series, we get introduced to 2 pairs of siblings. We have Zelly and her brother Zane, who are part of the impoverished part of Orisha. And then we have the royal family, the princess and the prince, Anan and Amari. We have these 4 main characters who are fighting either for or against the Magi getting their magic back because it had been banned for years. And in book 1, magic comes back. In book 2, you have the Magi battling the royals and the government who wanted magic out. But with bringing magic back, some of them have magic and are now titans. So book 2 was like a battle of the royals versus the Magi. It was a lot of drama, a lot of things going on. And then we have book 3. Book 2 ended in a very interesting way in the middle of the last battle to see who comes out standing, either the Magi or the Royals. We get the kidnapping of the Magi, but also including Anan, who is the prince of Orisha. Book 3 opens up with all of these characters are on a boat. They're chained up. Their magic has been taken. There are figures who wear these skull masks that they are calling skulls, who are testing them, killing them, throwing them overboard. And so it was very triggering reading this part, hearing about dead bodies, them losing some of the people who were their friends, siblings, family members on this boat. But the Magi, they fight back, being led by Anan, Zane, Amari, and Zelly, those 4 main characters. What we find out is the Balderic tribe is trying to find these 2 magical beings so that this ceremony can happen, and the leader of the Balderic tribe, Valdir, can become a god. They are trying to stop this ceremony from happening. He captures Zelly, puts a medallion to her chest, and she gets this ultimate power of bringing in lightning and storms. But they are able to control her power, and they're looking for another girl, which Zelly finds out through having visions. So within this story, they're trying to find that other girl to keep her from being found by the Balderic tribe, because once they have both girls, they can have this ceremony so that Valdir can become a god. This is completely different than the Titans, y'all, and the Magi battling it out in book 1 and book 2. So it was a completely different storyline. At first, I did not mind it because I'm not big on the whole battle of it all, the action of it all when it comes to YA fantasy. I love the story building. I love the magic. I love the character development. Those are my favorite elements. So I actually didn't mind that it wasn't a lot of battles and war, but they were preparing for a big battle when it comes to the Balderic tribe and these soldiers that are on the boats, and they have their own special powers. I was disappointed with this book, I will admit it. There was a lot that was not wrapped up nicely. There was a lot that wasn't told. The way it ended, I understood why it ended that way, but that doesn't mean that I liked it. It was a nice listen because Cynthia Erivo has a beautiful voice, but I did have trouble following the story because it was hard to decipher who was who because her voice didn't really change up for the 4 main characters. I'm glad this series is over, y'all. I can mark another series that I've completed for my YA book number 2 challenge, but I'm sad to say that it did not end on a high note. I wanted this book to be the best of the series, but I am still loving the fact that this was another book written by a Black author about Black characters, YA fantasy. So definitely read it and let me know what you guys think. But that's it for my update on my YA Fantasy Book Number 2 challenge. Get down in those comments and let me know if you've been reading any good YA fantasy books, especially ones by Black authors. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.